final corner. But it looks like Long had a good exit as well. He's pulled out a couple of car lengths. Look at that. That's what you like to see. Top 4 separated by no more than a few tenths. This could be a good race. Where's my guy? Oh no. Oh, TP. He's down in 17th place. So there's blatantly been a first lap incident. But it goes back to what I was saying in qualifying, guys. You kind of need to be out the front of the grid. Don't get me wrong, like it can still be a bit of carnage at the front of the grid, but the further you are up, it's gonna be a bit cleaner. If you're right in the middle of the pack, it's always a chance. It's a bit of a lottery whether you're going to get through the first couple of corners cleanly, which can be really annoying in sim racing, but it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. So it looks like Vigiloni's had a bit of a moment there. He's dropped back to 4th, and yeah, because he was sat in 2nd place, wasn't he? It looks like the challenge is now over, or been passed over to Lung to push P63 along for 1st place. But yeah, this is looking really close. This is looking really close in the first couple of laps, which is good. They are probably sat in their sim rigs, sweating buckets. All of them, because it's a sticky night here in the UK. But I know that some of these guys aren't in the UK. I know like P63. I'm pretty certain that he is Spanish, you know. So he probably is if he's racing from Spain. It's toasty. Some of our guys are doing. So we've got 66 making his way through. So I can't remember where he started now. I think he was around about sort of 6th, but yeah, he looks like he's made his way through past Coulson. Coulson definitely didn't make that very difficult for him. But the and you know what, Randy, I feel for you. I feel for you, my dudes, because it is there's positions changing all over the place down here, and I cannot keep up. Manny, it looks like he's doing donuts at the moment. Safely. Yeah, it's like he just about doing safely, which is good. Let's go back to the battle in front, because it's I can't concentrate on one more than sort of a couple of things at a time, and that is stressing me out. Those cars. So this is the battle for 1st place. Mr. Gunn is half a second behind, but pushing him along. This could be a great battle. It could be a great battle. Less aero because he's closing up. I know he's got, you know, some zone a bit there, but yeah, so a bit of a combination of skinny wings and slipstream really closed up, but he's staying with them as well through sector 1. Still only half a second there between them. So, well, it looks like we've got a good battle down here as well for P11. We've got and then I told you I was going to merge some of these names. Yeah, so this one looks like a good one. They are overtaking some GT3s here. I don't think he's going to get in the way, but that has really helped TP get. There we go. That's what we like to see. Very opportunistic move there. Pacelli was just a bit, rightly so, a bit cautious behind the GT3, and Hewis just pounced and got the position back. So it's going to be really. This is going to be a good watch as well. It's going to be great seeing TP make his way back through the field. Hopefully he's not got too much of the red mist after being taken out on that one. Well, I'm assuming that he's been taken out. He could have just dropped it himself. Who knows? But yeah, it looks like he's going along nicely, no damage. And hopefully he can back amongst the points. But in terms of the championship, this plays into the hands of Mr. 66. Yeah, so at the moment, I think... no, at the moment it's going to be P63. Yeah, at the moment it's going to be P63 that takes second place. The way it's going at the moment. But long way to go, long way to go. It does look like he's pulled out a little bit of a buffer. Now it's lose wide for a second. But let's head back to this one. This could be a good battle here. So, like I said, our guy, TP, quick guy, yeah, there we go. He was going to try and take it. That move looked like it was on all day long. And yeah, he got it in the end. Great to see. Oh, let's go back up to here. So it looks like something's happened. So it looks like there's been a GT3 that has caused P63 a little bit of bother. This is the great thing about multi-class racing, is that you can think that everything's just going to start sort of spreading out the fields. You're just going to start seeing some field spread. But all it takes is just to get stuck behind a GT3 in the wrong place, and gaps suddenly close. So we've got Mr. Lung again on the tail of P63 here. So this is going into the back section of the track, the back of the home. Oh no, that was the start. That was the start of the lap. That was T1. So this is sector 1, and there's another GT3 in the way. Going about his race. I said in the way, but he's not in the way. He's just going about his race. It's the LMP2 car's responsibility to pass safely at the end of the day. So it's just making good racing at the end of the day. Oh, it's been a bit more GT3 just in time. Just in time. So this is heading out of the final corner, going on to the start finish. He's a bit too far back to make a move here. I definitely think he needs to be in the start. There's some more GT3s. There's more GT3s here. At the end of the day, I look like those GT3s are probably racing for position as well. So, you know, they're allowed to be on that part of the track just as much as the LMP2s, but it looked like they got past safely, just about. Oh, that was close. That's a great view as well, isn't it? So it looks like we've got some pit stops. Stop. Maybe a bit of damage, I'm not sure, but we don't want to put someone in the pits. We want to look at the action on the track. So let's get back out then and see what's going on. I'm talking away here, but there could literally be no one in the stream watching this. I've got absolutely no idea. I'm just engrossed with the action on the track. How do I see if someone's actually watching this thing? I could literally be sat here talking to myself.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first round of our new miniature endurance series. A bit different compared to what you were just watching previously, which was a multi-class endurance. They were an hour-long races, 100% tyre wear, 100% fuel wear, and such. This time we've gone for just the same car, which is the Renault RS01. A rather good car, in all fairness. Default-wise, a little bit understeery, a little bit naff. But once you kind of tweak the setup just those little bits, you can actually get so much out of the car, which is great. But I'm Anders. Welcome to Pro Ninja Racing. And yeah, you join us, as you can see, to my right, your left, that we are just waiting for qualifying to start. We have 9 races tonight, so there are plenty of spaces left in this league. But whilst we're waiting, I just want to take you over to this screen here. We are hosting a 4-hour endurance race on Assetto Corsa Competizione around Donington Park in aid of raising money for Race Against Dementia. We've done pretty well so far. We're over £50 odd. Our target's £500, so we're over 10% of the way there. You can either drive as a solo or as a team, and any skill is really welcome. All you have to do is complete a clean lap or a couple of clean laps, and you're able to join. So, you know, it's well worth getting involved with. It's free to get involved. You don't have to pay to race. But we are looking for donations. So if you want to either join the event or race in the event, check out the links in the description below, just underneath the Race Against events and the charity page where you could donate if you can't race. 66 is in chat, says, hello, done my 3 laps but forgot to register. Oh, my dude. My dude, you're dropping points. Dropping points already. Wait, why is it going all quite dark? Huh? Oh. I know why it's gone all dark. I know why it's gone all dark. Okay. So. Okay, there is 200% tyre wear on this. They're only 45 minutes long. However, there is a times 20 time speed. So the race actually starts at 6 AM or 7 AM and finishes around about 10 PM. So they'll start sunrise and they'll finish into the night essentially. So qualifying seems to be at 8:01 AM and it's dark. Now, there's not many times of the year where it'll be 8:01 AM and it'll be dark. So I'm not quite sure what's gone on there. The soul's probably not quite working, but we'll go with it. In fact, you can kind of actually, you know, sunrise is happening. You can see it in the background. We'll change to the actual broadcasting screen as we're on board with Lloyd going around T1. And sunrise is happening already very, very quickly. Now, this is where we find out that we've done it completely wrong. I'm going to mix an extra races anyway, so I just don't stand a chance. Anyway, so 66 in chat. Oh, that's a shame, dude. But, yeah, totally fair. Fair enough. That logo is rather large, if I do say so myself. Make it a bit smaller. There we go. So we're back over here. So we've only got 9 races tonight, which might make it a little bit of a snooze. Might make it not so eventful. Some nice camera angles here at Portsmouth. Great car too. It is a really lovely car. I think we found a bit of a gold, a diamond in the rough, as they say. As we are just watching Lloyd make his way around to finish off his first flying lap in the Renault Sport 01 GT3 hypercar. Really is a GT3, to be honest. A little bit of let off around the last corner, and here we go down the start finish straight. Lloyd hasn't set a time, so he must have missed or had an off track somewhere, as Favell goes second. Lentos goes into first with a 142.5. Jay Skyring goes into second with a 143.3. It's a really good track car combo, I think. This is here. So we have Lemmy, who's just posted a 145. Colson's just come over the line with a 144.0. Rosberg has gone over the line with a 1:44.3. So, you know, times wise, everyone's fairly close. Enrique going over with 1:44.8. Some of these are fairly new names. Some I recognise. Some are fairly new. Kursk is currently still setting a fast lap. Here is Lloyd coming up the top of the hill, down the right-hander. See the undulations whilst we're on board. Back up the hill into a blind braking zone, into a tight left-hand hairpin. Looks very nicely done there by Lloyd. Smooth on the accelerator. We can see that it was a 1:26 at that point. So, I'm not quite sure how good that is. Really easy to hit track limits on this track. Okay. Says 66. In chat. Lloyd goes over the line with 1:43.0, so half a second behind Lentos. Missed the first apex by quite the country mile, to be fair. Jay Skyring. Let's just keep it on TV for now. There's still slots open in our GT3 Cup. No, there isn't. Streamlabs chatbot. No, there isn't. I need to definitely fix that. Now, is there any improvements for Skyring? Looks like he's running right to the edge. He's all of the track. No time set, so clearly hit track limit somewhere then. Letter Me is the only car with a funky livery. Bright green. British racing green, really, that is, which is lovely. Lovely to see. These cars look gorgeous, don't they, really? Imagine seeing one of these on the road. You wouldn't think it was a Renault, would you? Really wouldn't. Hard on the brakes for letting me. Good outlap so far. Here is Lloyd trying to get past somebody. Lantos has just come around the final corner again. Just casually, he's not really letting off. He's just taking off the throttle a lot more. So clearly has got that front end working a lot harder than Lloyd. Still isn't really setting the lap time, so again track limits must have been hit. So there's only 2 minutes left to quali, so it's only 2 laps to go, and they have to be 2 really good laps really, but in the endurance racing it's all about consistency. I'm not really seeing anyone improve their lap times. Coulson is right behind Lloyd. Enrique Skyring moves into P2. With 1:42.2, so great. P1, sorry. With 1:42.2. Order 2s. Can Lentos answer that though? Is there a reply? Although there are 2 laps to go yet. So Skyring clearly feeling quite at home with this car and track combo. Again, the lap times aren't particularly far apart. Kursk has got a 1:47.0. But again, anything can happen in the race, you just don't know. But Lentos is coming around the final corner. Beautifully done. That car is pretty nicely planted. It's going to be in the low 140s or even, yeah, low 142.248. 0.05 of a second faster than Skyring. That did look mighty good though. Anything from Lloyd though. You can hear Lloyd having to let go around that last corner, so clearly losing time there. Lloyd's last attempt to move himself onto the front row. Coulson's also doing pretty well. Rosberg is off. Favre is going down into the hairpin. Enrique is where... Oh, coming up to the dipper. Bit of a connection issue for Enrique. You can kind of see that with the car. It looks a little bit funny. Korshik is rather happy, just staying in the pits. Lemmy crosses over the start-finish line to move up to P6. And Skyring has gone over the line with a 141.9. So is there any response from Lentos? Qualifying is now over. So Skyring currently holds P1. Oh, and Lentos goes wide, so nope, that's it. Only Lloyd now can knock Skyring off that top spot. Or Coulson, or Rosberg, or Lemmy. Hard on the brakes. Try and carry as much speed through as you can, keeping it nice and smooth. Can Lloyd get this last corner nailed? Letting off midway through the corner. Oh, I think that's just about on. He's still going. He's not giving up. And there is an improvement from Lloyd, but it's not enough. He gets a 142.7. Coulson pretty much cements his 4th place with a 143.0. Rosberg is still out there, and so is Lettermy. Lettermy is coming around the final corner now. Having to let off midway through. They'd be better off letting off before the entry of the corner to get the better exit speed. I guarantee that's where that extra bit of time is coming from. Lemmy comes over the line and no improvement. And Rockers finishing us off there in P5. So Skyring is our pole sitter for today. I need to remember that the camera's up there, not over here. Lentos in 2nd, Lloyd in 3rd, Coulson in 4th, Rosberg in 5th, Favre in 6th, Lettermy in 7th, Enrique in 8th, and Korshik in 9th. 66 in chat says I had a 141.67 in free practice. Oh, you're saying you would have walked away from this lot? Is that what you're saying? Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Pardon me. Pardon moi. Oh, just rub my eye a minute. There we go. So yes, if you're new to the stream, new to this channel, welcome. I'm that's our Anders. You're about to witness round 1 of our miniature endurance series hosted on WSS World Sim Series. And we are just waiting for those 6 dreaded lights to come about. You can see the change in the sun already. It's going dark. It's 8 AM and everything's gone dark. It won't be dark for long. By the end of lap 1 or 2, it would have it would be lit up. But that's literally just the custom shader loading in. So here we go. Here are our 6 dreaded lights. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 light, 6 lights. And away we go for round 1 in Portimao. Skyring got a decent start. Lentos also got a decent start. Lloyd also got a decent start. So the front 3 are battling through. Lentos is going to take T1 though, as all the cars kind of fall in line. Favre is slowly making his way up. He's got the inside corner off this right-hander. Is he going to gain another position on Coulson? No. Coulson spun. Coulson must have got a bit netcoded there, I think. There is a bit of damage on the front. Don't see any on the rear, so we'll have to take a look at that. That looked a little... Oh, the suspension's gone. Or he's got a bit of dirt on his tyres. Something's not quite right there. Rosberg is also off down at the hairpin. Lettermy is falling down to P7. Lloyd is up into P2 past Skyring. The sun is rising. Skyring and Lloyd is all over the bat. Enrique is also challenging Favell. It's whether Enrique, the Brazilian, by the looks of it, can hold the difference, but Favell has gone wide there, giving Enrique a nice exit, but I don't think going to be able to really do much going into this corner. It looks like there is a battle now for P1. Lentos running wide. Lloyd is trying to pounce. Lloyd's trying to look down the inside into the last corner, but can't quite do it. Oh, and Lloyd's turned him through. That's netcode for you. And Lentos does it the way that I said you should probably do it, which is let off before you get into the corner, not through it, so your exit speed's far greater to do it that way round. So Skyring has taken the lead of the race. Favell is 1.5 seconds behind, but I don't think that'll last for long. Lentos is all over the rear end of Favell. Enrique is 4th. Lloyd is 5th. And Lentos moves up to P2. Skyring needs to try and capitalise on this. Coulson is driving. I don't see any damage on the rear end of that car. Definitely looks to be on the front for me. Something on the front there. Not quite sure what's happened there. He's having a bit of a problem with the brakes by the looks of it. Lemmy still in P8 on the rear end of Corsic. And Favell has also lost the position to Enrique. So Enrique has capitalised on Lentos getting through. Lloyd has got a bit of work to do, but Lloyd has got the pace. The Frenchman is trying to attack the Brazilian. Into the right-hand hairpin is a good chance to do it if you can, but it's also quite wide, so the defending car doesn't have to defend too much. They just need to get a good exit. There's not a great deal they can do. Favell braking really late, but again, a great drive out of the hairpin, but it's just next corner is just too soon. Lloyd has now joined this train of 3 for 3rd position. Favell's looking down the inside of Enrique. Enrique's running it wide. He's going to be so slow out of the corner. I think Lloyd's going to get Enrique going into T1. The drive just isn't happening. In fact, Lloyd might be able to get both of them here. And we're going 3 abreast down to T1, but Lloyd has got the pace. And he can get the corner. Enrique slips back into the slipstream of Lloyd and managed to get back past Favell once again. Now, Enrique's looking down the inside. It's aggressive. Never really going to happen. Lloyd back into P3 now on the charge against Lentos. Bearing in mind there's 200% tyre wear here, so the more they battle, the more they're going to burn through their tyres. Coulson, yeah, that rear suspension's not looking particularly great, and there's no mandatory pit stops here either. So there's nothing really to help Coulson out unless people want to pit. But that rear end does not look overly happy. Lemmy moves up into P7, chasing down Rosberg, Favell and Enrique. Still over the back. Lloyd has pretty much gained a 1 second gap. So can the Frenchman get past the Brazilian? Good drive here from Favell. But Enrique, oh, Favell is doing the honourable thing. He's waiting. Perfect. I'm so glad that our message is finally getting through to drivers. Favell knew they made the mistake. They simply waited. No penalty need to be given. They both, Favell's already lost time. Enrique's lost time, obviously, which has allowed Rosberg going up to 4th place. But ultimately, what the damage that was done has been nullified. Now, can Lettermy pounce on the back, or would he even want to? That's the question. Would he just like to reserve his tyres, have better tyre life at the end of the race? Who knows? But we're only 6 minutes in, 6 minutes in and all of this action has already happened in the Pretty Ninja Mini Endurance round 1 at Portimao. Pretty damn good. Enrique running a little bit wide there. But Letami is on the charge now. Against Favel. Whether Letami can keep that up. So here we are on the bonnet. I'm not sure how long for, but you can really see the undulations of this track. Just literally up and down, up and down. It's a proper roller coaster of a circuit. Now, one thing that might be quite interesting to everyone, I've just done some very quick maths. Very quick maths. And the gap between the whole field is roughly 20 to 25 seconds. Which I think is rather good. Really? And Letami pounces down the inside, blocks the apex. And, oh wait, I'm not quite sure what happened there. Letami just seemed to just come to a grinding halt. Weirdly around the apex. He runs massively wide. So that's going to be out of limits. But Korsic is now on the rear end. Yeah, 3 second down lap time for Letami there. So something didn't quite go right there. And Favel and Enrique, the battle for Euro 98 is back on. It was Euro 98, wasn't it? France versus Brazil. Pretty sure it was. And Favel just getting a bit of a squirrely exit there, losing a lot of time. But I will be interested to see if anyone does pit. 170, 180, 190, 200 kilometers an hour. Going up to the right-hand kink. Everyone treating that corner with a late apex. It's probably better for the balance of the car, really. Overall. So let's just see where everyone is on track. So Jay Skyring, our race leader, come around the final corner. You can see that rear end, or coming up to the final corner rather. See that rear end just poking out a little bit. So Jay, interestingly, lets off around the last corner. Lentos lets off before the corner, which is what I would do. And I think that's what Jamski's sort of learned. The gap between them is fluctuating and is definitely getting slightly shorter. For sure. Coulson has made a brilliant comeback against Letami. Letami's just, something's not right with Letami's car, I don't think. Oh yeah, you can see the scratches. So whether the car's a bit too low maybe, bottoming out. Not sure, but if we look at the lap times here, Coulson's made some great gains against these two drivers back here. What's Coulson's lap time? 46, so yeah, about 1 second. His personal best that lap as well. So still time for Coulson to get something out of this race. And you've got to be careful about tyre wear. Where is Coulson? There is Coulson. Definitely a dirty front bumper. Rear bumper doesn't look too bad, but again, we can have a look after the race. Might be just another netcode issue again. It did look like a netcode because 1 minute Coulson was driving right absolutely fine and next minute he was facing the other way. So that does kind of tell me it's a netcode issue. Which is a shame for Coulson, really. So Letami is trying to put Korsic under pressure. You can see Favel is also closed the gap to 7/10. But we will see what Letami can do. And Korsic runs really wide there. I think Letami just needs to drive his own line and he'll be ahead of Korsic in no time. Somewhere Letami is losing a lot of time. And I have a funny feeling it's that corner there. And then this corner here. I don't think he's too comfortable with these two. But Coulson's all over the rear end of them now. Coulson is right with them. So we now got a battle for P3. Lloyd has just set a PB off the race. Rosberg is in P4. Enrique P5's PB for Vavel as well. Who is slowly catching up the Brazilian of Enrique. Let's head over to Rosberg, the Spaniard. Oh, that was lovely. Lovely bit of trail braking going on there by Rosberg. 8 seconds behind Lloyd though. Good car control, not quite got the race pace. Or are they doing the wise thing, looking after their tyres, not burning them out too much? 45 minutes isn't a long time, really, for an endurance. It's a mini enduro. That's what it really should be called. Should probably put the word mini in really small letters just before the word enduro on their logo. But 200 times tire, 200% tire wear could be a problem. Could be a problem. But we'll see. They might just make it. Might just make it. Depends how nice and calm they drive. Here is Lloyd now. In P3. There is Lentos just ahead of them. And I think that was Mr. Skyring that we saw go around. Yeah, yes it was. Really taking it shallow. Yeah, you can see Lentos using a lot more of the circuit there. So I'm not sure if Skyring got that a little bit wrong. Lettermy and Coulson now putting the pressure on Corsic. Coulson setting a new PB. I think Coulson might try and go for the move if they can. Yeah, Lettermy's pretty much leaving the door wide open. And Coulson goes through up to P8. Corsic left. So down the hill we go. Oh, we can see Lettermy going for a slight dive there. Yeah, it was in the yellow for me when I did a practice race. Oh, really? Okay. So yellow is what? That's 40% grip left? 50% grip? Less than 50% grip? I'm trying to remember now. Red is 20 if I remember rightly. Yeah, that was just halfway. Yeah. So maybe Coulson heavy on the brakes going down the hill. Coming back up. That lunge from Lettermy probably didn't help Coulson's momentum in getting past Corsic. And Corsic does run wide. Comes back on relatively safety. Parks his car in the middle of the road. But I think Coulson's probably going to have Corsic here. Coming down the main straight. About 50 I'd say, so 66. So about 50% tyre wear. I was hoping for a little bit more. We can see the slip is doing an okay amount. Not a huge amount, but it's doing an okay amount. Coulson's really late on the brakes. Dives down the inside of T1. Gets the move done. Brilliant move by Coulson. And now he just needs to get his head down and see how close to Vavel they can get. Vavel is still behind Enrique. Brilliant battle between these two for P5. All points matter at the end of the day. And Vavel's looking down the inside as Enrique. Oh, it's ultra close again as they come down the hill, but oh, that is so close. And Vavel makes it through. Enrique looking to do the switchback. Not quite going to be done, but Vavel's just got the position. Is Enrique going to try down the inside? No, too far back, too far back. Vavel finally gets the job done and gets ahead of Enrique. Can Enrique keep up and put the pressure on Vavel? C6 says that was me pushing. If they look after them, it should be fine. So the front runners will most likely be A-OK. No real problems there. It also depends on track temperature and how much they battle. So these cars that have been battling, their tyre wear will be worse. So all depends really. All depends. Enrique, a little bit of netcode there. You can just tell because the car kind of drifts on all fours a little bit. It doesn't really turn, it just kind of goes around pretty like statically. But like a Scalextric's car. But a good drive here from Favel and Enrique. 8.5 seconds behind Roderick in P4, who's having a rather lonely race. Not sure they'll mind too much though. P4. Don't know what's going to happen to the cars ahead either. But Ledemy is all over the rear end of Korzik again. Now these aren't really Ledemy's sort of vehicles. Ledemy really does look at like, really does love rather his vintage automobiles. Especially on AC mods. Fastest lap for Jay Skyring of 42.420. You can see just at the bottom there. And Lloyd has just set a personal PB for themselves as well. So we're back on board. Well, we're still watching this battle between Korzik and Lettermy. Lettermy probably could have just tucked him behind there. Got a better drive for themselves. Oh, and you can hear Korzik having to let off loads there. Lettermy should have a really good drive coming out. Lettermy should easily get past Korzik here. I think Korzik knows as well. Oh, and Lettermy runs wide. And Korzik goes back through. Lettermy just couldn't quite get the car stopped. So the battle will remain. Lloyd slowly making gains on Lentos. Someone that's not making gains is Skyring. Or he is really. He's making gains of more seconds between them and Lentos in P2. Now the field really has started to spread out a little bit more now. This is where we hope to gain more drivers, especially for events like this where it's 45 minutes. But there you can see Lentos just in the background. Still got Skyring in sight. There we go. It's not a lot you can really say about a driver who's driving well in P1. Not a great deal. Enrique is still only half a second behind Pavel, and they are gaining. Enrique just set his personal best of the race. Half a second quicker than Pavel. Oh, and Enrique dives down the inside, but it looked more like a, oh no, I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna hit him. That's what it kind of looked like to me, but Enrique going really wide there. Needs to watch out for track limits. In fact, I can see the instant points live, can't I, if I load it up on the World Sim Series website. In regards to results, you can see what sort of instant points people have. So Favel has 6, Enrique has 4, Colson has 4, Korzik has 3, Lemmy has 4, Lentos and Lloyd has 1, Rozig also has 4. Jay Skyring, however, none. So I think it's 11 before Yeah, okay. So the best lap right now is still Jay Skyring's 142.420. The next closest racer to that is Lloyd. But I think it looks like that the top three are kind of settling for a position a little bit as Favre and Enrique just crossed the line there. Whoa, Enrique taking way too much sausage. And Lemmy is now only 2 tenths behind Korsic again, but is it close enough for the look into T1? I think the game's struggling a little bit because it still says that it's 21 minutes past 8 and Lemmy gets the job done finally, but Korsic was looking to maybe get back at them quite early, but not really happening. Of course, it just needs to keep going. Don't know what happens in racing at all. Lemmy can make a mistake. Colson can make a mistake. Enrique can make a mistake. Favre can make it. Oh, and there we go. Lemmy's just made a slight error there. Breaking way too deep into the hairpin. Korsic looking like they wanted a little bit of that. Just realised we got that image. We don't need that image anymore. Yes, let's remove image. There we go. Look at that. Nice and open. Jay Skyring has got a penalty. A drive-through for speeding. Speeding through what? The pit lane? So Jay Skyring's gone into the pits and he's now got a drive-through. So Jay clearly feels that the tyres aren't going to make it to the end. And now has another penalty to do. Interesting, okay. So this is kind of just lit the candle a little bit. Skyring is coming back out now. Skyring lets Coulson through. So our race leader has gone from being comfortably in the lead to having to do another drive-through for speeding in the pits. He won't be happy about it. So Lentos is now back to being our race leader. He's got at 66 pit, he's got a lot of work to do, and he's got to make sure that he's slow enough to go back through the pit lane again. So clearly these drivers are burning up these tyres pretty rapidly. If Jay feels like he has to pit, because you know mandatory pit stop isn't on, then yeah, that is definitely an interesting one there for Skyring. I feel like he's overcompensated and now got himself a little bit. Oh, as he goes through on Coulson. Not that it would truly matter because he has to go back through the pits. But when is he going to do it? When is he going to do it? Is he going to get out of the way now? He is. Get out of the way. Get it stopped. Get it stopped. Jay, get it stopped. I think he's got it done. Yeah, nothing's coming up. So I think Jay's got that sorted out. Lemmy moves on through. And that will put Skyring right to the back of the grid. Drive-through taken for Skyring. So now it's all about how many positions can Skyring regain in 19 minutes. It's got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. So here are our two race leaders. Roderick must be over the moon right now. Can't believe what's happened. Well, they can't believe what's happened, rather. Lentos makes it around the final corner very carefully. I would say. That didn't look very forced. But we can see that the battle between P1 and P2 is still ongoing. Enrique and Favell, how are these two doing? They're still holding each other's hand, which is lovely. Lovely to see. Keeping each other company. Enrique not laying up on Favell. Oh, and Enrique's coming into the pits. Interesting. So Enrique must also feel like their tyres are a little bit worn out. But there is no mandatory pit stop. So this is interesting. This is why I thought this is a really interesting setup. You don't have to do a pit stop. You don't have to. So I'm intrigued to see how much slower these two at the front will get before. And there goes Skyring. So Skyring's gained 1 position back. Enrique is a long pit stop. 40 odd seconds by looks of it. And still going. Hopefully they're not quitting out. Just get the new tyres on and off you go. Must there's a fair bit of damage. And there goes Enrique again. Now Enrique's just got, you know, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, Enrique, that someone needs to pit. Fingers crossed, because that's a big gap now. 22 seconds. Last lap, Lloyd was quicker by 2 tenths. But there's still a 2-second gap between the two. And this is all about tyre management right now for these two. Their race pace has dropped about half a second from what I can see from their fastest lap. Rosberg's behind is 1 second down to their best lap, to their BB. So clearly, well, let's just, it'll be interesting to see what Skyring's lap time is. Now he's got the fresh rubber on. There's not enough laps for him to catch these guys up, for sure. But if they get a lot slower, Coulson's in the pits as well. So some drivers really do feel like they need to get that fresh rubber on to make it to the end of the race. Very interesting. Now Lettermy, who was at the back of the pack for the whole race, is now in P5. For how much longer? Well, he's got a 7-second gap between them and Skyring. And we know that's about 45 second, 45, 50 second pit stop. As Coulson's just lost a place to Enrique, so Enrique's happy. Coulson might have a bit of damage as well, need repairing here as Lentos just goes past to lap Coulson. So yeah, I think that's why Coulson's taken so long, because he's got damage from the turn 3 incident on lap 1. But Skyring's last lap was a 43.8, so he is quite off the pace, off the two in front on fresh rubber. So 17 laps in, 15 minutes to go. Oh, and Lento's rear end. Oh, that did not look. That didn't look good on this from this camera angle. That rear end might be burning up a little bit. Nicely done through there. Now, Lettermy is the king of tyre deck. Skyring, that's a bit more like it by Skyring, and 43.6. Now he's back on pace with the race leaders. 2.5 seconds quicker than Lettermy in front. So in 2 laps time, you should be on the rear end of Lemmy. Should be on the rear end of Lemmy. What's Favel's previous lap time? So Favel's was a 1:45.6. Enrique hasn't crossed the line quite yet. Oh yeah, they have. Enrique has crossed the line, just hasn't updated on the timing sheet. 1:45.5. So only a little bit behind. Only a little bit behind Favel. So if Favel were to pit, that could be an interesting little battle. Lentos, I think Lentos and Lloyd are really going to hold out for as long as they can. You can see Lentos' rears are really starting to be unhappy now. Lloyd's, however, Lloyd's car looks to be suffering a little bit as well, but not as bad as Lentos. But saying that, it's very hard to tell when the driver's driving this confidently with a car. I mean, look at how it's sticking there. Really looking after the tyres, really taking wide corners, not too much speed through them. And he has got the gap down by 6 tenths now. And on the previous lap, he was half a second quicker. So, who knows? Maybe Lloyd wants to start putting the pressure on Lentos. While seeing that Lentos' tyres were not quite doing as well as they could. Skyring is now only 2 seconds behind Letterme. And on that previous lap, Skyring set a 1:42.8, so only 4 tenths off his fastest lap of the race. So really, Skyring might have pulled a bit of a blinder if he didn't have to drive through. It's a long pit lane here at Portimao. And to make things worse, the sun will be setting relatively soon, I would imagine. If my maths is correct. If my maths is correct. So I don't think that 8:33 at the top there is correct whatsoever. It technically is in real time, but not in game, if that makes any sense. Not in game. So we can see Coulson's just set a PB of the race with some new fresh tyres. Lapping half a second faster than Enrique right now. And Lloyd has got the gap down to half a second. So Lentos is clearly struggling with those tyres. It's just whether does he concede and just try and reserve the tyres and try and reserve second place. I mean, there's a 30-second gap to Rosberg. So P2 is pretty much in the bag, but Lloyd is just looking so precise. But if Lloyd's going to do it, he has to do it relatively soon. Has to do it relatively soon to look at those tyres. Skyring's just got past Lemmy, as we can see in the standings. As we keep an eye on the front too. And Lentos has not gone into the pits yet. Lloyd takes off another 2 tenths, but it's 2 seconds slower than the fastest lap time, almost. So, yeah, new tyres clearly the way to go if you want end race grip. There are 9 minutes left to go, which is about 4 laps. 4 or 5 laps. Lloyd's Renault is a little bit squirrely as they're coming onto the back of a back marker now. I'm not quite sure who that will be. Not sure who that is. Is that Enrique? It is Enrique in P8. We can just see in the middle sector, Lloyd's car is just so much more alive than Lentos. Lentos looks alive, but it looks absolutely deranged with that rear end. His rear end tyres cannot be very happy. But all Lloyd has to do is just put the pressure on a little bit. Put the pressure on, let Lentos push just a little extra bit. Oh, and Lentos runs wide there. So Lloyd keeping the car nice and straight before getting back on the power. Lentos is squirreling all over the place there. His car is not happy. Needs to be careful because this is where they contacted in lap 1. I think Lloyd's kind of learned the lesson there a little bit. Running off track to keep the momentum. Lentos tries to cover the inside line, but I just don't know if Lentos' tyres can do it. 1:43.6 there. Oh, he braked really late there, Lentos, and oh, that rear end almost went. But I think Lloyd will definitely have them fairly soon. Just got to pick the right part of the circuit to do it. He's got to realise that sector 2. Oh, that was a bad exit there. He's just got to keep the pressure on Lentos. Just keep the pressure on them. We can see that they've made a few mistakes now in their car. But that was a lot faster last lap by Lloyd than Lentos. Skyring 16 seconds behind Favell, so I think P5 is the best he can really hope for now. To the point that Enrique is, well, he's lapping 2 seconds, well, last lap he was 2 seconds slower than the cars behind, but because they're battling, it's a little bit hard to get past him now. It is Lentos. He's gone for a bit of a wider entry to give himself a bit of a better exit. There we go. And we can see Lloyd is just sticking to his line. The sun is setting. So it adds an extra element to this battle now. The nice drawing in the tracks, getting cooler. Less grip, so your tyres are not as sticky. They've got less grip. The track temperature's getting cooler. Lloyd was slower that lap then on merit, but we'll just keep it going. Everyone, however, the standards of driving in this race has been pretty damn good, really. For 45 minutes. All been very, very good. And Enrique's just got out of the way there. Nicely done by Enrique. 6 minutes left of the race to go. And again, it's Sector 2. Sector 2 is where Lloyd gains some lap time. And it will be getting dark relatively quickly, probably by the end of this lap, in fact. So my maths was correct. We can accept this. So we started in the dark and we finish in the dark. I like that. Lloyd Lentos is being really gentle on that accelerator pedal. But Lloyd's RS looks a lot more stable than Lentos, although Lentos, now with the cooling of track temperature, does seem to be running a little bit better. And there's really nothing in it between the Brit and the Spaniard. There's not really any other battles to really focus on, so apologies. We will just probably end up watching these two to the very end. But we've had 41 minutes of racing and the gap for the lead is only half a second. And the sun is going down. Another glorious day here in Portimao, Algarve. 4 minutes left of the race to go. The sun is setting. And there's only half a second or so between the top two drivers, who have been at it since lap 1. They have not pitted. They didn't need to pit. Lloyd's got a much better corner through there. Down to 3 tenths. I think Lentos is going to struggle. Lloyd has gone down the inside. Oh, that was so close, but brilliantly done by both of them. Oh, tangled. Tangled. Let's let Lentos go back through. Enrique is now back through as well. Now Lentos doesn't have lights on, which is a bit of a problem driving in the dark with no lights. So for safety reasons, Lloyd really does need to get by. It's going to be really hard for Lentos to see. Not sure who that car is behind, but I think it's going to get so dark in a minute that Lentos will have to concede a position. He's going to make a mistake in some regards, because we can only just about see this on screen. And Lloyd might have a little bit of front splitter damage, because definitely slowing up a bit here. Oh, but he has caught Lentos up in this sector really quickly. But he'll see the bright lights of Lloyd's RS. 01 coming in. Lloyd trying to go down the inside again. Not quite getting it done. Is he going to stick around the outside? He's going for it. It's compulsory. You have to have it. You have to have Soul turned on. It won't let you join otherwise. It's compulsory. We set it in the settings, I believe. And now they got their lights on. Okay. Lentos has figured out his lights. So 1 minute 20 left. This is the last lap of the race. Can Lloyd and Lentos make anything of it? We must be going up to Kursk. Let's go. Looking at how dark it really is, it's really dark. And Kursk, bless them, has let the front 2 drivers through. Really dark here at Portimao. And I think Lloyd has just basically accepted taking P2. Yeah, pretty much he's just letting off now. Lentos will take the race win unless an error happens. Much harder in the dark. Oh, too much sausage unsettles the car. Oh, not quite for Lloyd. Just put on the power a little bit too early. But Lentos, not that you can really see, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be our round 1 race winner. Congratulations, Lentos, well done. Lloyd finishes in P2. Korsic and Enrique finished 7th and 8th. Rosic is next. Not that you can really see them. It's very dark here at Portimao. Very dark. You can just about see the lights go around. Down the last corner they go. Nicely done there by Rosic. P3 in the round 1 of the mini endurance series Jay Skyring's managed to climb all the way back to P4 after changing their tyres and having to do a drive-through. So I think if he didn't have to do a drive-through, he could well have been on the battle for P3. Nicely done. Favell taking P5. Jay Sky will be kicking himself for that, so 66. He definitely will be. He'll be annoyed with himself for sure. And Lettermy, who was P9 for pretty much all of the race, comes over the timing line to finish in P6. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was a very good round one race, I would say. I don't think anyone can be really disappointed. I think Lloyd might be kicking himself a little bit because I think he could have got past Lentos a little bit. He could have got past. The pace was there. The execution just wasn't quite there, really, from either driver. But otherwise, yeah, Lentos is your race winner for round one for the mini endurance. Lloyd in P2, Rosberg in P3, Skyring in P4, Favell in P5, Lettermy in P6, Corsic in P7, Enrique in 8th, and Coulson rounding us off in P9 after getting a little bit of a bump in lap 1. So let's exit this. Let's load the replay and take a look what happened to Mr. Coulson on lap 1, and we'll go from there. Really, I think that's really the only incident that needs looking at is Lloyd, Favell, Pindalier, Corsic, Coulson. Let's go for static and then play. So we might be able to see something like this. I'm not sure. Again, it's a massive bit of netcode again for Coulson. I'm sure it'll probably look differently for them. But that's exactly what netcode is, because there's no one around him. I don't know who or how. I really don't know who or how that could have happened. Maybe this car here? Yeah, maybe it's a bit of a netcode with that car there. Whoever that is. Nope. 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 Yeah, Favell. Let's go on board or bumper. See how close Coulson gets. Yeah, something. Really don't quite understand that for Coulson. That's the second race in a row now on AC that's happened. Because the silly part is, and this is the bit that I don't get, is that the tyre mark is there, like for Coulson driving up here. And then boom. Yeah, that's what happens when you go around that corner in a very low gear. Oh, it's just another bit of netcode for Coulson. That's 2 weeks in a row now. 2 races in a row. Lol, how many times did I overshoot that T1? Yeah, it must be something to do with Favell. Because here is Favell. So Favell goes down the inside. Coulson leaves the space. So does Favell. Colton was on a totally different place on my screen. Really? Interesting. Okay, well, yeah, not a lot that I can do from my position right now. But say that's an absolute shame. And then Lloyd, and if we just goes towards the end of the lap here. So we're coming around second to last corner here. Lloyd gets a really good exit. Is that netcode again? No, don't look like it. I think all it is that Lentos and Lloyd take that corner differently there. But Lloyd waited. And that's that, really. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed round 1. If you want to get involved, make sure you hit our Discord first in the description. Or if you are part of the World Sim Series website already, just search for Pretty and you'll find all of our events happening. Tomorrow is the PNTCC. Can I remember where? Yes, I can. It's at Donington Park. It's the last round. Donington National. Last round of PNTCC tomorrow night. In regards to the standings, I believe it's 66s to lose. It is 66s already. He's the overall winner. So, championship's done. The battle for P3, however, is not. So, we'll keep an eye on that. And then next Wednesday comes back the Ultimate Sim Racer series, which will be at Dragon Trail Seaside, so a GT circuit in Formula Indy Lights. So make sure you tune in for that. Sign up if you can, if you will. And also, just before we do leave, we are hosting, for our 2-year community anniversary, a charity race in aid of raising funds for Race Against Dementia. It's a 4-hour endurance, nothing too long, on a Saturday the 23rd of September. You can either drive as a solo or part as a team. It's no problem, depends how much you want to punch yourself, really. And sign-ups are happening now. Check out the links in the description below if you wish to sign up to the event. If you can't sign up to the event because you don't have a Sao Corsa Competizione, please give us a donation. Please, 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 please help us reach £500. In the grand scale of things, of all the sim racers out there that do charity work or charity events, £500 is hardly anything for them. For us, it's huge. Okay? So we need as much help as we could possibly get. And simply donating £1 will help towards that cause. Every single viewer that watches this video and all of our videos leading up to it and the stream, just simply donate probably £1, £2. We will hit that target. I am sure of it. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, look after yourselves. Have a great Monday. And I'll catch you tomorrow night for the final round of the PNTCC. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, look after yourselves. And I bid you